Assalamu alaikum, and a very good morning. And thank you for joining us for this morning Majli. And I must say, it's lovely that AHIC is putting focus on the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia today, and we're able to look at it from very different dimensions. Now, I have two sessions of 600 seconds, so I'm going to dive right into it and ask Haitham Mattar to please join me on stage as we have a conversation about the fundamentals of tourism recovery and growth in the region.
Thank you.
Thank you. Now, I must confess, I suspect Haitham is a little bit nervous because we go back a long way, sir, in terms of your career. And
do I look nervous?
Well, admittedly, you started 25 years ago in the industry, so you were a baby at the time.
I was 5 years old when I started in the industry.
But Haitham is a hotelier at heart, though I did meet you through the tourism development community, which was interesting. He's always been a very brave leader. He's always been one who is ready to take the plunge, be courageous, but with a very strong harness on, as we learned in Ras Al Khaimah when you created the world's longest zip line.
I was the first to be pushed off of it.
Shane, you came back, so that's brilliant. So I'd like to talk to you, Haitham, about, again, the fundamentals. And I would like to look at it from the point of view of not just your current business card as the managing director of IHG, India, Africa, and the Middle East, but your entire tenure as tourism leader.
Sure.
From the point of view of, we have talked for many years about tourism development from many angles. COVID-19 and Mother Nature grounded us all to really think about, okay, are we doing this the smart way and the sustainable way? Why is now an opportunity for us to really course correct growth to ensure that, like Mahmoud said, it's sustainable growth?
Oh, what a great opportunity to be here as well for the Saudi Day. As you know, Saudi's got a close rate in my heart. So IHG took me out of Saudi, but they couldn't take Saudi out of me. And as Mahmoud eloquently described the Saudi vision and the focus on sustainability, the future of growth must really focus on sustainability. And I think COVID taught us many things, but we as an industry continue to talk about managing crisis, and we do great trainings about managing crisis, but very little do we do about resilience, right? So really managing crisis before it even happens. So it's sort of like the Volvo advert, you know, why get in an accident in the first place, right? So being safe. And in sustainability and sustainable tourism, as you recall, I was on the steering committee with the UNWTO when the 17 SDGs were launched, and the countries that have started to look at adopting these SDGs. And as we know, there's no one country today that could actually adopt all 17. Saudi, on the other hand, because of its diversity, because of its size, may have an opportunity to actually develop or adopt most of these, if not all of them. And the importance of this, today's generation are choosing destinations that are, or even hotels that are focusing on sustainability and on protecting the environment, protecting the future of the environment. I think they realize that our generation has sort of taken advantage of our planet, and they want to make sure that they protect what is left of it for the generations to come.
And it's interesting that you speak about that, particularly about youth, opening up ultimately new markets. And what's been fantastic, sorry, I use the word, but fantastic about the challenge of the crisis is that for the first time, it valued domestic tourism. It valued regional tourism to bring up the baseline. And if we look at what the Kingdom has been doing and Saudi Tourism Authority with their latest campaign in really diversifying the invitation to travelers from the Kingdom itself, from the GCC and international, and also the different opportunities for offerings in travel, especially with repeat. What door of opportunity does that open to you now from a hotelier perspective, knowing that you've got the diversity of market to play with?
Well, great question. Again, look, as we know, sustainability is not green and is not eco, but people do mix that up, right? So the opportunities in Saudi in particular, or the rest of the world, is when you look at sustainability and the 17 goals, it's about job creation, it's about zero poverty, it's about protecting life underwater, and also protecting culture and heritage. And I always say you will always find a 5-star hotel in Saudi, but you will never find Saudi in a 5-star hotel. And what we're saying is this is beyond the dates and coffee on arrival. And we heard Mahmoud talk about, you know, the Saudization and the delivering experiences or guest experiences by Saudis, right? So as a hotelier, this is where the opportunity comes, and we have to address the white elephant in the room, right? Saudization at the moment is our biggest challenge. And it's not because the hotel industry doesn't want Saudis, it's actually us not making the hotels interesting enough for the young Saudis, right? So we heard Mahmoud talk about young Saudis being so entrepreneurial, right? And they've got this entrepreneurship mind, and they've got some great innovative ideas. Now, as an industry, how do we bring them into our lobbies with their innovation and with their ideas? And how do we actually make our industry, and sorry I have to use the term, but how do we make it sexy enough, right, to attract young Saudis and bring that authentic culture, heritage, and history experiences across all touch points of the customer journey in a hotel.
Indeed, especially in a way that attracts them to past, present, and future of the offerings. It's a good point. Now again, you and I met in the tourism and development space, and it's always about growth of the sector, opportunity of the sector. But you have a very sharp mind when it comes to risk. I would like to understand from you, as the world slowly and cautiously starts to reopen with its mask on, and we look at all of that demand that we know is there, and as Jose said yesterday, it's the funnel of demand, not just the pent-up demand. What in your mind are the proceed with cautions? Areas that we need to be careful of, that we don't become overzealous about the opportunity and then trip on our own feet?
Great. So if you think today the ease on restrictions, the increased vaccination has instilled trust and confidence in consumers and travel, and we're seeing that. I mean, this is an indication. We're at AHIC and business travel is back. People are traveling, and we are in a room with very little number of people with a mask on, including the two of us. I think the real word of caution, so where we need to be very careful, is we don't immediately slip into that comfort zone of COVID is gone. COVID is not gone. COVID is still here. Whether I'm vaccinated and you're not, say I'm vaccinated, so I'm protected. Whether you're not protected, you're not affecting me. So there's no enforcement on making people get vaccinated. But at the same time, those who choose to be vaccinated, right, are reducing the risks on themselves and potentially on others. So the risk of us as an industry starting to let our guards down when it comes to cleanliness, and as we've seen, some of the surveys we've done at IHG, cleanliness has, as well as breakfast, as well has the sort of the most prevailing top priorities, if you like, when consumers travel, because it's about safety, health, and hygiene. Not that our hotels, or any hotels, were not clean in the past. It's just become so much more of a priority. And as we get occupancy levels high, and as we get more people through our doors, it is very easy for us to slip back into human nature, to comfort zones, and start to let those guards down when it comes to protecting ourselves and others.
It's a really lovely point that you make, that it's always recognizing that Mother Nature is in control here. And I like your caution about be careful about comfort in the discomfort zone. So we have 90 seconds. Please complete the following line. We must not waste this time of COVID-19 by
overthinking what happened in the past, but at the same time, learn from it.
Brilliant. Thank you very much. And your wish for the kingdom as it looks to reconnecting with the world through tourism is?
I wish for the kingdom to continue to protect its culture and its authenticity, as it is a very strong culture that people love and want to see and want to experience. Don't lose that touch.
Indeed, which is very important because, as you say, especially as we're looking at younger markets, younger opportunities, let's not make the assumption that the old has lost its value. Haitham, you've always been a champion of the sector. We thank you enormously. You're a man of courage. Keep your harness on. And thank you for your commitment to the industry and everything you've been doing.
Thank you. And my
God
best wishes to Jerry. Is sorry we missed him today, and I know he can hear us. So hello, Jerry. Hope to see you soon.
Indeed. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Excellent.